You're not supposed to chase it. You're supposed to be it. That dream, that relationship, that money, that freedom, it isn't hiding from you. It's waiting for you to remember that it's already yours. The reason it hasn't shown up isn't because you're not working hard enough, it's because you're trying too hard to become someone you already are. Let that sink in. Most people treat manifestation like a reward for good behavior. As if the universe is keeping score. They script endlessly. Visualize for hours, repeat affirmations like a ritual, but deep down, they're still operating from a mindset of lack. And that's exactly why nothing changes. Because the moment you're trying, you're telling the universe, I don't have it yet. So here's the shift. Stop trying to manifest. Start embodying. The next few minutes are going to challenge everything you thought you knew about the law of attraction. I'm going to show you how to stop playing the role of the seeker and finally step into the version of you who already has it all. Not just in theory, in reality. And the best part? It doesn't require years of affirmations or obsessive vision boards. Just one internal switch, one powerful shift that rewires the way you see yourself and collapses the gap between you and your desires. Curious what that shift is? Stay with me, because once you get this, you won't just hope for change, you'll become the change. What if the only reason your desires haven't shown up yet is because you're chasing something that's already standing still? That version of your life, the one with financial freedom, the dream relationship, the thriving purpose, it's not something you need to create from scratch. It already exists in the quantum field, fully formed. It's real, but it's existing on a frequency you might not be tuned into yet. Think of it like a radio station. Your favorite song could be playing right now, but unless you're on the right frequency, you won't hear a thing. This is where most people go wrong. They think manifesting is about effort, working harder, visualizing longer, obsessing more. But the truth is, the moment you start chasing, you're also declaring it's not mine yet. And that energetic statement is powerful. It reinforces separation. It keeps the thing you want at a distance. Not because the universe is withholding it, but because your inner state is tuned to lack. Alignment, on the other hand, is effortless, but intentional. It's about becoming the version of you who already lives in the reality you desire. How would they think? What would they believe? How would they feel on an average day? When you begin to become that version now, through your energy, your self-concept, your emotions, you collapse the gap between wanting and having. This doesn't mean pretending or faking. It means remembering that the feeling of I already am is the most powerful magnet you have. You don't attract what you're trying to get. You attract what you already embody. Instead of thinking, how do I get this? Shift to asking, what version of me already has this? That question alone can reset your frequency and bring clarity faster than months of chasing ever could. The goal is no longer to fight for your desires, but to recognize they've always been yours. All that's left is for you to show up as the one who finally believes it. Because once your identity catches up, your reality doesn't have a choice, it has to align. Ever notice how the things you stop obsessing over often fall right into place? That's not a coincidence. It's a reflection of how energy truly works. The more tightly you grip, the more the universe mirrors back your tension. When you're in a state of overthinking, pushing, and emotional urgency, you're unintentionally sending out a signal that says, I don't trust this will happen. And manifestation doesn't respond to words, it responds to energy. Struggle is rooted in lack. It stems from the belief that this isn't mine yet and I must force it to be. But here's the paradox. The harder you try, the more you're reinforcing the gap between you and what you want. That constant internal pressure creates energetic static, making it harder for your desires to flow into your life naturally. Now, imagine the opposite. Picture someone who moves through life with quiet certainty. Not because they have all the answers, but because they trust the outcome. They're relaxed. They're aligned. They know it's already done. That kind of energy is magnetic. It doesn't chase, it attracts. Relaxed confidence isn't about being passive or lazy. It's about releasing the desperation. It's acting with intention but not fear. It's knowing your desire is coming and no longer needing to question how or when. This energy opens doors that struggle could never force open. You'll often find that when you let go, not give up, but surrender, things start shifting. That's because surrender isn't weakness. It's clarity. It's saying, I've done my part. Now I allow it in. Ask yourself, Would the version of me who already has this be anxious? Would they be doubting, striving, over-analyzing? Or would they feel grounded, sure, and calm? When you choose that energy first, the feeling of safety, trust, and already having, you shift your state entirely. You become the vibrational match, and that's when things finally begin to move. Because the universe doesn't respond to effort. It responds to certainty without resistance. Here's a secret most people overlook. The fastest way to receive more is to fully recognize what you already have. It sounds simple, maybe even cliché, but gratitude is more than just a feel-good practice. It's a direct energetic alignment with abundance. When you're genuinely grateful, you're telling the universe, I already have enough. I'm already full. And the universe responds in kind, because abundance multiplies where it's recognized. On the other hand, a lack of gratitude keeps you trapped in a loop of scarcity. If your attention is always on what's missing, the money you don't have, the love that hasn't come, the future that hasn't arrived, you're feeding an energetic signal of not enough. And the truth is, you can't attract abundance from a mindset rooted in lack. But gratitude is different. It's not about pretending things are perfect. It's about choosing to notice the good that's already present, no matter how small. That shift rewires your brain, expands your perception, and raises your frequency instantly. It's like tuning into a channel where abundance already exists. Think about it. Have you ever seen someone who's deeply grateful and miserable at the same time? It's nearly impossible. Gratitude softens resistance, calms anxiety, and creates space for more to flow in. It moves you from a state of wanting to a state of receiving. Want to amplify it? Don't just list things mechanically. Feel it, sit with it, reflect on what you've already overcome, what you've built, the simple things that often go unnoticed, a safe space to sleep, someone who loves you, a body that's still carrying you forward. The more you feel the gratitude, the faster you shift into the frequency of more. Start each day not asking, what do I need, but what is already so good, I'd be crazy not to celebrate it. That one question can reset your entire reality. Because gratitude doesn't wait for abundance to arrive, it invites it in. Why is it that the things we want the most often take the longest to arrive? It's not because the universe is testing you or denying you. It's because your attachment to the outcome is blocking the very flow that would bring it to you. The more tightly you hold on, constantly checking, worrying, timing, the more resistance you create. Energy needs space to move, and obsession fills every inch of that space with doubt. Let's be clear, desire is powerful, but desire tainted with desperation, that's a signal of lack. When you're attached to the how and when, you're operating from fear, the fear that it won't happen, or that it might not come in the way you want. And the universe doesn't respond to fear-based energy. It responds to trust. Letting go doesn't mean giving up on your goals. It means surrendering the control. You've set the intention. You've aligned your energy. Now allow the outcome to unfold in its own perfect timing. You don't plant a seed and dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You water it, nurture it, and trust nature to do the rest. That's how manifestation works too. Some of the most life-changing opportunities don't arrive when you expect them. They show up when you stop forcing, when you're not obsessing over details, and when you're simply living in alignment. It's in those quiet, surrendered moments that magic happens. So instead of clinging to your timeline, ask yourself, who would I be if I trusted completely? What would I do if I knew it was already unfolding behind the scenes? Trust that everything is moving even when you can't see it. Trust that delays aren't denials. Trust that the version of you who is calm, surrendered, and certain will always receive far more than the version who is anxious and controlling. Because the universe is never late, it's just waiting for you to let go of the clock. What if your imagination isn't just daydreaming, but the very blueprint of your future? Most people live reactively, basing their beliefs on what they see around them. But here's the truth most never realize. Your external reality is simply a mirror of your internal world. And the most powerful tool to shape that internal world? Imagination. Not cold logic, not hard evidence, but the vivid, emotional, sensory-rich scenes you create in your mind. The subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between what's real and what's vividly imagined. It accepts both as truth, and then works to align your outer life with that inner belief. That's why athletes rehearse championship moments in their heads before stepping onto the field. That's why top performers visualize their success before they ever touch it in the real world. They're not guessing, they're programming their reality. But here's where most go wrong. They imagine once or twice, quickly and without emotion. True imaginative power comes when you live inside the scene, not as a spectator, but as the main character. What does the room smell like? What emotions flood your body? What sounds do you hear as it all unfolds? The more real you make it in your mind, the faster your subconscious begins to accept it, and once that happens, your thoughts, emotions, actions, and even luck begin shifting to match the new story. And the best part, you don't need permission. You don't need conditions. You can access this power right now, no matter where you are or what your circumstances look like. Start small, a single scene, one outcome you deeply desire. Rehearse it until it becomes familiar. And then, something subtle happens. You stop wishing for it and you start expecting it. Because your subconscious doesn't wait for proof. It creates it. And your imagination is the factory where your future gets built. You will never manifest beyond what you secretly believe you deserve. It doesn't matter how badly you want something. If deep down you feel unworthy of it, you'll unconsciously push it away. This is why so many people stay stuck in cycles of almost. The opportunity comes close. The relationship nearly works, the money shows up, then slips through. Not because they didn't try hard enough, but because their identity wasn't in alignment with receiving it. Your outer world reflects your inner blueprint, and that blueprint is written in the ink of self-worth. If you see yourself as someone who's always struggling, always chasing, always not quite there yet, that's exactly the frequency you're transmitting, and the universe responds accordingly, not to your wishes, but to your self-concept. Here's the truth. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you believe you're allowed to have. So ask yourself, what would shift if you knew you were worthy of everything you desire? Not someday, not when you're better, richer, or more successful, but right now as you are. This is not about ego, it's about permission. Giving yourself full emotional and energetic permission to receive love, money, peace, success, not as a reward for struggle, but as your natural state. To realign your self-worth, start by identifying the limiting stories that whisper, "I'm not enough." Challenge them, replace them. Seek new truths into your subconscious daily. Use affirmations like, "I am already worthy, I don't chase, I attract, and I receive with ease because I am enough." Also, start showing up for yourself. Keep the promises you make to you. When your actions match your intentions, your self-trust grows, and with it your capacity to receive. Because here's what changes everything. You don't earn your desires, you expand into the version of you who no longer doubts they belong to you. You don't need to be, you just need to remember who you already are. Think of your mindset like a magnet, always pulling something in. The question is, what are you attracting? Most people believe positivity is just a nice idea, something to fall back on when things go well. But in truth, positivity is the energetic currency of manifestation. It's not a decoration, it's a frequency. And just like a radio tunes into specific stations, your mind tunes into realities that match your dominant emotional state. When you're steeped in frustration, doubt, or pessimism, your focus narrows. You see problems more than possibilities. Opportunities pass by unnoticed. But when you shift into gratitude, joy, optimism, your field expands. Suddenly, ideas, people, and solutions start appearing, not because they weren't there before, but because your energy made you blind to them. Optimism is clarity. It keeps your internal dial tuned to solutions instead of problems, to abundance instead of lack. And that shift changes what life reflects back to you. Why? Because you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. But let's be clear, positivity doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It's not about denying pain or bypassing real emotions. True positivity is a choice to focus your power on what's possible, to stay open, to trust that life is happening for you, not to you. You don't need to fake it. Start small. Celebrate tiny wins. Notice beauty in ordinary moments. Speak kindly to yourself. Practice gratitude daily, even for things that seem insignificant. Every time you choose a higher vibration, you're reinforcing a signal to the universe. I'm aligned, I'm ready. And the universe always meets you where your signal is strongest. Your goals are not waiting for you to suffer, hustle, or prove yourself. They're waiting for you to become emotionally compatible with them. And that emotional compatibility, it begins with joy, with trust, with the unwavering belief that something beautiful is on its way, and you're already making space for it. Because your energy introduces your future before your effort ever does. And nothing aligns energy faster than authentic, grounded, resilient positivity. You're not here to force the universe into submission. You're here to partner with it. Manifestation isn't a grind, it's a rhythm, a dance between clarity and surrender, between knowing what you want and allowing life to deliver it in its own brilliant, unpredictable way. But most people get stuck after the first step. They declare their desires, then immediately start gripping them with fear, control, and impatience. Clarity is essential. It's how you aim your energy. Without a clear intention, your focus becomes scattered and the universe gets mixed signals. But once your vision is set, once you've felt it, visualized it, written it, claimed it, your job isn't to control the outcome. Your job is to release it. Think of it like this. When you place an order at a restaurant, you don't storm into the kitchen every 5 minutes to check if the chef is working. You trust the process. You stay present. You enjoy the moment. That's the surrender phase of manifestation. Not passive waiting, but active alignment. Stay open. Be flexible. Let go of how and when it happens. The more you obsess over the path, the more you miss the signs that it's already unfolding. Sometimes the path to your dream doesn't look like your dream at first. That's why openness matters. That's why trust is power. Surrender is not weakness. It's deep confidence. It's knowing that you don't need to chase, beg, or stress. Because what's yours is already on its way. Your role is to stay in integrity with your vision. Feel it, align with it, act when inspired, then let go. And if doubt creeps in, that's okay. Come back to your vision. Reground in trust. Remind yourself, I've set the intention. Now I allow it to come. Because manifestation isn't about forcing results. It's about flowing with faith. And when clarity leads the way and surrender holds its hand, the universe dances with you. Let's end with a truth that's been echoing through every word of this video. You're not here to chase, to beg, or to exhaust yourself trying to prove your worth. You're here to remember your power and return to the truth that everything you desire is already yours. Manifestation isn't about desperately trying to pull something from outside of you. It's about aligning with what's already within. The love, the peace, the wealth, the freedom, it all begins the moment you stop gripping the outcome and start trusting the process. You've seen it now. When you feel worthy, you attract more. When you believe you deserve it, you allow it in. And when you align with joy, gratitude, and peace, the universe responds not just with small signs but with massive, undeniable shifts. It's not magic, it's alignment. And the most powerful version of you doesn't panic. They don't ask, when will it happen? They already know it's unfolding, because they've visualized it, they've felt it, they've made space for it. And now they're walking with calm certainty that it's coming. Yes, it's okay to desire big things, but desire without peace turns into struggle. That's where surrender enters. You set your intention, you align your energy, and then you breathe, you let go, you live, you trust. And maybe right now that feels like the hardest part, the surrender. But that's where the real magic lives. Not in effort, but in ease. So wherever you are right now, whether you're waiting, building, healing, or rising, just know this. Nothing you desire is too big, too far, or too unrealistic. If it lives inside you, it's meant for you. Your only job now is to become the version of yourself who's ready to receive it. Start by believing, then align, then surrender. And when it shows up, and it will, don't be surprised. Just smile. Because deep down, you always knew. You weren't manifesting to get something. You were manifesting to remember who you really are. And now, you do.